Where are we? We're in Borough Market.
Welcome back to Borough Talks, the Borough Market podcast. I'm Giulia Crouch, and this summer we're back at London's oldest food market, speaking with the chefs and traders who bring it to life.
Oh my gosh, I love spending the day in Borough. It's a feast, it really is.
From the iconic sandwiches of Capsaicin and the Black Pig to the evolution of natural wine. Plus the lesser-known delicacies of Greek cuisine and a trip to the West Country to find out what makes Borough Market's producers so special.
I have kids and I love coming to the market with my kids. I just like getting them involved in food.
This season is all about bold food and drink and the people behind it. Join us as we delve into their stories and take a closer look at what makes this market so special.
Borough Market is such an amazing place.
Mind your back.
This is Borough Talks. My guest today is Marianna Kolokotroni. Marianna is the founder of Oliveology, a Greek food specialist sourcing the finest ingredients from small artisan producers, including exceptional honey, olive oil and nuts. Marianna, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
So nice to have you here. So what's the ethos behind Oliveology? What did you want to create with Oliveology?
The idea behind Oliveology is to promote the health benefits of the Mediterranean diet, specifically the Greek diet, which is mostly based on plants. So it's plant-based diet, nuts, fruits, grains, fruits and vegetables, and not so much meat that most people might think, because lots of people think that the Greeks eat a lot of meat, but traditionally meat was only used for special occasions.
So have you always been quite interested in health and nutrition and that side of food?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was a big part of my childhood. I have been brought up very close to nature and growing things ourselves and cooking a lot at home. My mom and my grandmother were amazing cooks. I was brought up having access to a lot of things that were grown or harvested very locally to us.
So that was completely normal for you?
Yes, and when I came here in the UK as a student, everything was so different here. Like, my world was upside down, like everything was like in plastic packaging, and tomatoes were available all year round, so it was a little bit unreal.
So where are you from in Greece?
I am from Athens, but I spent a lot of my childhood in the Peloponnese, on the west coast of the Peloponnese, where my mom is from and my grandmother is from. So I spent all of my childhood summers there with my grandmother.
What's it like in the Peloponnese?
It's a very small village by the sea, and generally the Peloponnese is very famous for growing amazing produce, anything from olives, obviously, but also grapes and figs and citrus fruits and tomatoes, and everything just had such an amazing flavor. And of course the Greek sun plays a big part of it in all the produce that we get in Greece. It's amazing in terms of flavor.
What kind of things did your mum and your grandma cook? And what was their kind of philosophy around eating and cooking?
Just simple things, because Greek food is all about simplicity and seasonality. So this is also another thing that I'm trying to come across through Oliveology, that you don't need a lot to make a flavorsome, very nutritious dish. Just few simple but high quality ingredients. And that's what Greek food is about, really. For example, the Greek salad. It's so simple, but you need the right summer juicy tomatoes and the right oregano and the right olives and of course the right olive oil to make it like a proper Greek salad.
What are some of your kind of earliest memories of like cooking with your mum and your grandma, or being in the kitchen with them?
We were very involved generally in picking things, cooking things from the garden or from the neighbor's garden. One of my earliest memories was stamping on the grapes and making this fresh grape juice.
Oh, wow.
which basically is one of the products that I brought to show you here today, which is we made this grape syrup, which is basically simmering down the grape juice, unfermented grape juice, and simmering it and boiling it down into a thick syrup. It's one of my favorite products that we sell at the shop. It brings me amazing memories from my grandmother, because she used to make these amazing little pancakes called tiganites and just drizzle them with petimesi, which translates as grape must or grape molasses.
Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if I've ever tried that before, Is that the beginning of balsamic vinegar? Do they use grape
Yes,
must to make?
they use it also to sweeten the balsamic vinegar as well, yeah.
Okay.
Or to make it into a cream, a balsamic cream, yeah.
So this is just one of the kind of quite unique products that you sell at Oliveology. So you have all the things that people are more familiar with, honey, olive oil, but you also have very specific niche Greek ingredients like this.
Yes, because I wanted to introduce people to those more unusual ingredients that people are not familiar with, but also through our blog and the recipes that we share and post, also teach people how to use all of these ingredients. So this particular grape molasses is a nutrient-dense sweetener, an alternative to honey. So it's great for vegans who don't eat honey, for example, and can be used for all sorts of applications, from baking. We make these amazing grape must cookies, for example, which are very typical in Greece. But also you can make an amazing salad dressing just by mixing a bit of that with olive oil, for example, or you can use it for glazing. It's so versatile.
Sounds so good. And so, did you move to England to study?
Yes.
Tell me more about what a kind of shock to the system that was in terms of food culture.
To start with, you could not find any Greek product. So I think that was the main reason that kicked everything inside me, that basically Greek products are completely underrepresented in the UK, because you could find Italian or Spanish product, but you couldn't find anything Greek at the time. Like,
what year was this?
1998 or something, so more than 25 years ago. So, I mean, nowadays you can definitely find a lot of Greek olive oil, and in the supermarkets, and Kalamata olives especially are the most renowned Greek olives around the world, and people are a lot more familiar with Greek products like feta and Greek honey and all sorts of things. But at the time, it was not very common.
What did you do?
So what I did, and it's quite funny because lots of people still do that, I stuffed my suitcase. Every time I went back to Greece, I had to bring back in my suitcase olive oil and honey and all sorts of things. Like my mom would even put like lemons or tomatoes in my suitcase. And if you can believe it, she still does that every time I come back. Yeah.
That's so nice.
And it's funny because Greek mothers still do that. It's so common, like, to express their love through like food, like simple food like that, and just make sure their kids have a suitcase full of like tomatoes and olive oil and spinach pie and I don't know what, like to make sure they're going to be okay for the first few days.
Just a quick break from the podcast to tell you about Friends of Borough Market. It's a new scheme bringing you closer to the market you love. If you live or work nearby or you're a regular visitor, Friends of Borough Market is for you. Think early access to events, exclusive content, and the first news of new products and seasonal specialities. You can sign up at boroughmarket.org.uk/friends. And so then when did you open Oliveology?
That was years later. So I did a lot in between. Like I studied completely different subject, but eventually I returned into food because I always loved food. I loved cooking. I loved organic farming, learning about different types of foods, where they're coming from, provenance, traditional methods, lots of things. I was very, very passionate about all of these things. So eventually, because my family had olive groves, so we had our own olive oil.
Cool.
So initially, my first idea was to try and sell my family's olive oil in London, but it didn't really work out because we didn't have enough. And I really wanted something really unique, and I really wanted to make sure it was certified organic and really, really premium quality.
Is all of your stuff organic at Oliveology?
I would say maybe 70% is certified organic, and the rest is just basically organic. Certifications are hard and very expensive, and
a lot of places are organic, they just can't afford to get the certificate.
Absolutely, and especially if it's small producers. And so I just make sure that, you know, the products are made using traditional methods, and make sure that the people I work with have the same ethos and philosophy as myself. And I'm not that fast about having the organic certification for everything.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And what are some of the more unusual products that you sell? You've brought some stuff along, and I don't know what some of these are.
Another very interesting product that we sell, which also reminds me a lot of my grandmother, because we used to make our own pasta when I was small, and she used to make that. So it's called trahana.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's this one, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like little pellets.
So in
tiny.
In different parts of Greece, they make it in different ways. So it's like a completely regional product. So in Crete, it would be made completely differently. So it can be made from wheat, from grains, from bulgur, from different types of grain, but it's soaked either in milk or in yogurt. So there are two types. There's the sweet trahana and the sour trahana. We sell the sour trahana because it's more traditional. So it's like a fermented pasta. Wow. So the grains are soaked in the yogurt and then dried in the sun.
It's so interesting. It looks like a kind of big, irregular couscous, but a very pale color.
It's because it's soaked in the yogurt. So it's a sheep's yogurt in this case.
How does that taste?
It tastes like a very hearty soup or porridge kind of consistency.
Yeah.
And there are different ways you can make it, like with lemon or with tomato. You can put roasted peppers in it.
How do you cook it? In like you do with pasta?
Yeah, but more like a soupy kind of version. And it's very, very good for you. We used to have it a lot as I was growing up, especially if you were sick. It was like the thing to have to make you feel better. And you can add to it bits of feta or bits of halloumi in it, which is very nice.
Ooh, yum.
So we used to have it with halloumi because my dad is from Cyprus. So we used to have it with the Cypriot way.
Is it a fermented food then?
It is a fermented food. So it's like it has probiotic benefits, so it's very good for the microbiome. And
that is wild. I have never heard of fermented pasta. I'm so excited by that. So the most simple way to cook it, do you add it to a soup? Or it's
very quick as well. No, yeah, you just boil it with, simmer it in some water. If you have vegetable stock or any type of stock, you can use that. You don't need anything else. You can just have it plain as it is.
Like a risotto?
Yes, like a risotto.
I've got you.
But if you want to make it more elaborate, you could add to it like roasted vegetables or cheese or anything like that.
That sounds lovely. I want to talk about your olives because I know that's something you're really proud of, and I know that they are very different to supermarket olives. Can you explain the difference for me? Because I think this is something that a lot of people won't ever have heard about.
Our olives are organic, but also they are naturally cured and they're not pasteurized. So, what does this mean? So, basically, olives are not edible straight from the tree. So, they're super bitter. So, they need to be cured first. So, olives are not a fresh thing like most people think. Because I get it all the time at the shop, and people come and ask, have you got any fresh olives? And it always blows my mind why people think that. So, basically, olives are cured and they are a naturally fermented food, so they're also very good for our microbiome because they are naturally fermented. We use a natural curing method with fresh water or a salt solution, light brine solution. The curing process takes from 6 to 9 months, so it's a very long and slow process.
Wow.
But unfortunately, commercial olives, basically they're cured with chemicals because they have to be cured very, very fast. So basically they use light treatment, which involves caustic soda that cures the olives within 7 days.
So much quicker than
It
6
removes the
months.
bitterness very, very fast.
Yeah.
And then commonly after that, they're pasteurized. So they go through a heat treatment like milk or honey in the supermarket, so they're pasteurized, and then basically they have to be refrigerated, and then they have a very short shelf life after opening. And that's why people think that the olives are a fresh thing, because basically after you open them, they don't last more than 3 days.
Yeah.
However, our olives, they last for several months, funny enough, because they are not pasteurized and they are stored in olive oil and vinegar,
Yeah.
like in the traditional way, and they last for several months and they don't even need to be refrigerated.
And they're fermented as well.
So they're naturally fermented and they are completely unpasteurized. So
it's just a completely different product to what's in the supermarkets. But I really think a lot of people have no idea about that. I didn't know about that until you told me about it one time. And they taste so different. Maybe we can have a quick taste of them now. So are these the same?
So we have a large selection in our shop in Borough Market, but I brought to try. We are the only company that sells unsalted olives.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just so interesting to taste the natural flavor of the olive without the salt. So it's this one here.
What type of olives are these?
So these are Kalamata olives. So we specialize in the Kalamata variety. And we have different types. So this is unsalted, and then we have with herbs, with lemon, with orange, different types at the shop. So you can see, because they are not pasteurized, they have such a lovely, strong...
It's still so savoury, even though it's not salted. Really like meaty, but soft texture. Just beautiful.
After you've tried the unsalted one, try the ones with salt to see the difference.
So these are exactly the same, they're
Exactly
just salted.
the same, but with salt, yeah.
I really like both. The first one, you do appreciate the flavour of the olive more olivey. This one, more umami.
The salt does bring out the flavor. And I can't lie that most people like salt.
Yeah.
But the unsalted ones are one of our best sellers in our website, yeah, because people from all around the world order them, because there's no other company that makes them. And it's such a difficult recipe, and the producer, it's like a family secret recipe that the producer doesn't share all the details, and I don't even know all the details, but yeah, it's very, very unique.
What do you think of like the Greek or Mediterranean way of living well and staying healthy, and how much of a contrast is that to the UK, and how can we get a bit more of that lifestyle?
Well, I think it's more of a way of life. It's more about the whole lifestyle, and obviously the food plays a big role in it, but it's cooking a lot, walking, places that are where people live a very long time, that are not so affected by the introduction of ultra-processed foods, and people are closer to growing their own things or having access to foraged foods, for example. So it's a lot of greens like horta. It's a very big part of the Greek diet as well.
So what's that?
So it's like wild greens that are different type of greens that are in season different times of the year. So a lot of people say that these are contribute to a lot to people living long time, as well as consumption of antioxidant-rich herbal teas, for example, like sage and mint and mountain tea, which is another type of tea that we sell at the shop. It's like the antibiotic herbal tea that we used to have as kids. But mostly I think it's just like not being rushed about everything, especially around food. Like people like to sit and enjoy food and connecting with one another, with friends, with family, with neighbors, even with people they don't know, just taking their time and just enjoying. And whereas here, for example, everything around food is very rushed. Like when you have lunch, for example, you have to have your lunch in like a few minutes. So that's like a big difference.
And it's like that slowness that you're talking about is also applicable to the food, isn't it? Because like you said, if you take shortcuts with the olives and you use chemicals to process them in 7 days rather than 6 months, they no longer have the same health benefits as the traditionally slowly made ones. And that has these nice echoes with the way people live their lives as well. Do you think that there's a way to bring some of this mindset to the UK? Like, what can people do and what do you do? You obviously, now live here in London, very different to the Peloponnese.
I try to cook a lot from scratch. I try to use quality ingredients. So, being in Borough Market really helps with that. It's hard. In London, it's hard, but I try to take a bit more longer with eating together as a family or with friends during the weekends, or I try when I can to connect more with the people I love and the people I care through food, really, through coming together with friends, cooking together or cooking for someone else. Yeah, I love cooking. I think it's one of the best ways to express your love to the people that you care about.
Do you think attitudes towards food have changed since you opened Oliveology?
I would like to think so, yes. I would like to think so. And people care a lot more, are a lot more conscious about where food comes from, how it affects our planet, how their food choices can make a difference to helping businesses like mine to survive. Because let's be honest, the food in supermarkets it's so much cheaper and so much more accessible. So it's difficult. People are struggling. It's not easy, but sometimes it's just about educating people how to do things in a simple way, because sometimes people think about food as something very complicated, but it really doesn't have to be.
And if people were to come along to your stall and buy one thing, what would you recommend they buy?
I think a good olive oil is one of the most important things you can have in your home.
Why is that?
Having a good quality olive oil is like an investment for your health, really. But what I would, like a tip I always give to my customers is that if you buy a good quality olive oil, just don't save it for special occasion, guys. I know it's expensive, but if you want to take advantage of all the health benefits, just make sure you have a little bit every day, because olive oil is not like wine that it matures with time and it improves. It actually has a shelf life, and all the antioxidants and the polyphenols and all the anti-aging benefits, they just anticipate over time. So if you want to take advantage of all these amazing antioxidants you buy it for, you have to consume it as soon as possible. I would say within 6 months after you open it.
Well, should we go and try some at the stall?
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's do it. I hope you're enjoying this episode with Marianna. While we're on our way to go and try some of her exceptional oils, I just wanted to jump in and say it would mean so much to us if you leave us a review, tell a foodie friend about the podcast, and follow so that you never miss an episode. It really does help, and we really want to grow this amazing community of food lovers that listen to Borough Talks. Right, it's time for some oils. So we're at Oliveology now, and we're ready to try some oils. So you've got two here. Talk me through the difference between them.
So basically they're both from the same farm, a small organic farm in the Peloponnese, in Sparta, which is in the middle of the Peloponnese. And it's very interesting because we are trying the same variety, so it's the Koroneiki variety, which is the most typical variety in Greece to make oil with. But we're trying two oils that the olives are harvested at different stages of ripeness of the same olives. So unripe olives and semi-ripe olives, so super early harvest olive oil.
And why is early harvest important?
When the olives are really small and young and still green, they are much higher in polyphenols, in antioxidants and compounds that basically you lose as the olive matures.
And these are really healthy compounds, these polyphenols, which is part of the reason why real extra virgin olive oil is so good for us. So you've got a super early harvest.
And then an oil which is, the olive is slightly riper because you get a totally different flavor. And also the other difference is that the olives are extracted at different temperatures of extraction. So in terms of
why these numbers on the bottle?
The numbers refer to the temperatures they're being pressed at. So according to the European regulation, olives have to be pressed below 27 degrees. So this particular producer we work with since the beginning chooses to press the olives at really cold temperatures to retain all these delicate antioxidants and compounds that you lose when you increase the heat. Because when you increase the heat, you start to burn the antioxidants and the vitamins.
And as well as affecting the healthiness of the oil, I assume this affects the taste of it if you get rid of these.
It affects the taste as well. I would say that the ripeness affects the taste a little bit more. So when you get a slightly more maturity in the fruit, you get a little bit of a fuller flavor. Whereas if the olive is very young, you get a more grassy kind of delicate flavor. Okay. So let's try.
Yeah. So which is this one? So this one says 18 on the front.
So this is the super early harvest
what
olive
month
oil.
were these olives harvested?
So this is probably beginning of October.
So that's as early as you can get,
yes.
Really, isn't it?
So you don't find these early harvest oils very commonly because it's very hard to harvest the fruit when they're so young. They can barely fall out from the tree, and also it's not very cost effective for most producers to make oils like this because the young olives, they make very little yield. So it's very precious oil, basically.
Yeah, very precious, a very kind of like speciality product. It's a beautiful colour. I mean, I know that the colour doesn't denote the quality in olive oil, but it is pretty to look at. And this is like a really gorgeous, bright green. Like, it just looks so enticing. The smell is so wonderful.
It's like
you get that real grassiness. It's literally like freshly cut grass. But there's also a delicateness to it, you know? Wow. You get that tickle at the back of the throat, don't you? You get a real pungency from this oil, but it doesn't come on straight away. It's just at the end, in the beginning, extremely fresh. And it leaves your palate like extremely clean, which I think is a sign of a good oil. It shouldn't actually leave your palate greasy, and this just kind of like washes your palate. So let's try the 22. So this one is extracted at a slightly higher temperature, and this is a slightly riper
olive, but still like
It's still like kind of purpley brown kind of color because all olives start green and turn into black eventually.
I don't think people realise that, I think that people think that there are green olives and there are black olives.
Yes, that's why I like to mention it because lots of people don't realise. So the olive at this stage is kind of purpley, kind of brown.
So what month would this be harvested?
So I would say maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks later than the 18.
So not long, it's still early. So the colour on this one is absolutely beautiful as well. It's almost like luminescent in its green, slightly golden but more green. Let's smell this one. Again, it's beautifully grassy on the nose.
You will see this has a much fuller flavour because they're slightly more riper fruit with more fuller flavour.
Yeah, you can taste that. It's more fruity than the one before, I would say.
Personally, I almost prefer it in terms of flavour.
Yeah, I mean, I really love them both. They're both beautiful, exquisite oils. That olive oil was fantastic. Honestly, I could just drink that. It's just some of the best you can buy in London. You should be super proud of that.
I'm glad you liked it.
I love it. As a long-time community member of Borough Market, I want to know your insider tips. So what are some of the fresh produce that you love to buy from the market?
So I have been really enjoying recently the British asparagus, but now as we're coming into summer, I love all the different summer fruits like strawberries and nectarines and watermelons and a lot of Greek food is also based around summer veg like courgettes, aubergines, summer tomatoes. So it's the perfect time to make like the proper Greek salads because you really need the proper sweet, juicy tomatoes to make a proper Greek salad.
Best time of year. Love it. Tomato season.
I really love, the breads are amazing, especially all the sourdough breads. I particularly love the cathedral loaf from Bread Ahead, which is like a 4-kilo sourdough bread, which is very long, like a meter long. So they cut it in big chunks and they sell it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, you just get a section of it.
Yes, and it just reminds me like very much of like the proper village bread that we used to get in the village. Then I love also the Hooks and Son raw milk and raw milk ice cream as well.
Oh yeah, that's so good. Which flavour do you get?
Strawberry.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I love to get raw stuff like unpasteurized stuff because I feel they have a lot of gut promoting benefits and you cannot really find raw milk.
You can't buy raw milk in I don't think you can buy it apart from direct from a farmer. So it's one of the only places you can get it.
Then I also like the Red Cow Parmigiano Reggiano by Bianca Mora, which is like made from a special heritage breed of cow. I love also Joel's green salsa, which is it's so fresh and it's one of the few condiments I buy that I can just put it everywhere and it just.
Which stall is that?
La Pepia.
Oh yeah. Oh, we've had him on the show. Yeah. Yeah, that's tasty.
It's just so simple. I like simple things.
Yeah.
I like simple things, but made with good quality ingredients, and it's so fresh. And he makes everything from scratch with such passion, and I really love that.
Yeah, you like quality. When there is the quality, you don't need to do much. I'm with you. That's the Italian philosophy as well. What would you have for lunch in Borough Market?
In terms of food, in Borough Market, I recommend Elliot's. I really love this restaurant because they started about the same sort of time I did, about 2010. I think it was founded by Brett and Rob at the time, and we kind of had the same philosophy around food sourcing. So their food is all about good quality ingredients, cooked over a wood fire grill, so the flavors just amazing. I don't go very often, but every time I go, the food quality is outstanding. Every time the menu is completely different and blows my mind.
It's very seasonal there, isn't it? It changes
Very
a lot.
seasonal, yeah. They're all about seasonality and quality, and they have amazing natural wines as well. It's just amazing. I really recommend it.
Oh, that's a great tip. What is next for Oliveology? What have you got planned?
Ooh, I do olive oil workshops, so olive oil tastings.
I've been to one of them and I loved it. That was a great day.
When I started those, I never imagined they would be so popular, because we did Greek wine tastings in the past, because Greek wine is also another underrepresented product. So we wanted to promote more about the grape varieties in Greece. So the olive oil workshops there, they have been more recent, but they have been so popular. They're always sold out, and I am so happy about this, because it means that people are more they really want to learn more about olive oil, and it really makes me so happy that people are more engaged into this conversation and trying and learning and educating themselves and trying to understand the difference, because it can be so confusing out there, because you go to the shops and you can get a bottle of olive oil with like £5, and you can come to Borough Market and get one for £45. So it's really, really difficult to understand the difference.
Yeah, it can be, but I think you're doing an amazing job about educating people about what real extra virgin olive oil is, and it's just so much fun to taste the difference between all of them. It's like a wine tasting, but with olive oil. It's fantastic.
And the Borough Market is such an amazing place to try different types of olive oils from all around the world, and the quality is fantastic from all the other traders as well.
Thank you so much, Marianna. It's a pleasure to speak to you as always, and I've loved having you on the podcast.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much, Giulia.
I actually became an olive oil sommelier recently, so speaking with Marianna about her oils and other lesser known delicacies was a real treat. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Borough Talks. Follow the podcast so you never miss an episode. We've got plenty more good food and great stories to come.
Cheers, guys.
Borough Talks is hosted by me, Giulia Crouch, produced by James Deacom, sound designed by Chris Attaway, videography by the team at Court Agency. Thanks to Liam, Bethan and Matt at Borough Market, and to all the guests for the food, the conversation and their time.
Thank you very much. Good one, yeah?